Hey guys, welcome back to Kenny Family Farms. I'm out here this morning just checking on the cows. We're ready to start calving here probably in the next couple of weeks, so just keeping a close eye on all the girls. And now it's time to do the dreadful job of cleaning out the sugar house. It just seems to be a space that gathers junk all year long, and got to get it tidied up because we're looking to tap trees here in the next couple of weeks as well. So a lot going on around here today. Come on along. This wrap feed smells so good. I almost want to eat it myself. All right. Wow. As you can see, this place gets filled with junk. Today's job, clean it up. Last thing to do is pull the sheets off the evaporator. Everything was nice and clean last year when I put it away, so hopefully it's still that way. So let me tour you around a bit in here. Over in this corner, we have a collection of some tractors, because of course, why not? We have some shelves and tables if we're testing syrup and grading it. We do most of our bottling over in the milk house because it's heated and has water. You can see some barrels that we use to store bulk syrup in. Of course, the evaporator. Plenty of seating. The woodshed is through this little door here. It has a big sliding door from the outside, but during the season we just pass the wood through this door and set it on the ground here. This is our evaporator. Alright, so there's a tank out behind the sugar house. Whoa, those windows are dirty. And it flows in through this plumbing here. And I can see the level of the tank through this sight glass when I'm boiling. I know how much I have and when I need to shut down. It comes down through here through a flow meter. This keeps track of the volume of sap that we're boiling, as well as tells us our boiling rate at that given time. Comes down and comes here into this float box. It looks a little dirty down in there. But basically, we can control the level automatically in our pans. This float here comes up and down and shuts that valve. So then the sap comes in all the way up here and has to work its way down through this flue pan. You can see all these flues. What they do is increase the surface area that the flame has to the sap, and comes all the way back, and then comes into another float box where it comes from our flue pan into our 2 syrup pans through this. So once it comes through this float box, it has to make its way back and forth through these pans till it comes to the draw off here. So we're drawing it off based on the density of the syrup. Once we get it set for the night, we can draw most of it based on this temperature gauge here, depending on what the barometric pressure is that day. And then we have stainless steel pails that we draw it off into, and then filter it, and then either put it in these barrels or put it right into bottles. Sometimes during the season we get a little busy. We don't have time to bottle it all. And then, so we'll just put it in a barrel. It'll keep, and then we'll pull it out, reheat it up, refilter it, and put it in bottles later on. And you can see these are all the batches from last year. I think the order isn't right, but I think you can see that it started a little lighter and got darker later on in the season. I think 1 or 2 of those at the end maybe are the wrong order. But that's it. And then that cupola up there, these strings control doors that allow the steam out. So that's it. We're getting ready.
Pulling an engine next week for $350. Guys is looking tomorrow for another interior of that truck.
Where's the front of your? Where's your? This.
Oh, nice. Those look good.
Yeah, so we have to make those brackets underneath.
We got no space.
Why do you think we need more? Because next year we
But I thought you had a 40.
we had 240 foot. They're not going to look nice there. No, everything's set up with like a big sag here. It's going to come in.
Oh, so good. So legit. So is this going to go in here?
Yeah, there'll be a connection, I think. Gotta adjust that line.
And you have lights on out here now?
Yeah, there's 2 in there. They're not wired in, there's wires from home there.
Right.
And then there's wires inside. I mean,
Who's the wire expert between all of you?
I'm the wire expert. Our favorite thing of all, which you saw.
Oh. Your gauge.
Alright, show us what a new treat is.
This, we really splurged on this one.
Yeah, and by splurge he means more than the baler twine around neck holder on the.
That is a
tools.
serious vacuum
Look
gauge.
at the size of that vacuum gauge.
CDL brand, boys. That's as good as it gets.
You must be a real sugar maker when you have a 4-inch vacuum gauge.
This is something Mark Wheeler would have.
Yeah.
Our aspiring
Pros,
sugar
the
maker.
We forgot to film putting the solar panels up. Sometimes filming is an afterthought and getting work done is, you know, the priority. But Braden's been down here getting this plumbed up, wired up. A little bit of a mess, but
Oh, ways to go.
all that sap will come in and come into our vacuum pump, dump into the tank. Just got to bring the tanks down. Got one in the back of the side-by-side. And then put them under the shelter. Okay, we brought the tanks down just to make sure everything was fitting. And of course, Mom had to put a wreath on the door. She said every time she drove by and saw it from the road, that was the one thing that was missing. All right, one step closer.
Edie girl. There she is.
What can you tell us about this horse here?
Edie here is 19 months old, purebred registered Clydesdale horse. She is going to be trained to ride and drive. Right now we're in the middle of teaching her how to drive. She's doing really well. As you can see, she eats a lot, more than most of the cows.
Do you consider her to be a hay burner?
Unfortunately, yes. But she's a good girl and she's worth it.